August 3rd, 2025. A date circled in red on calendars across two nations. A night that promised drama, passion, and the kind of tension only soccer can deliver. The anticipation had been building for weeks, and now the moment had finally arrived. Bank of America Stadium, bathed in the glow of floodlights, buzzed with electricity. The air was thick with expectation as fans from both sides poured in, their voices echoing through the night. Chivas de Guadalajara and Charlotte FC were about to face off in a Leagues Cup clash that felt like a final. Both teams had stumbled in their opening matches, and now everything was on the line. This was more than just a group stage fixture. It was a virtual knockout, a do-or-die scenario where only one could survive. The stakes couldn't be higher. For the loser, the dream of lifting the Leagues Cup would be shattered, their journey ending in heartbreak under the stadium lights. For Chivas, the pressure was immense. This was a club with a legacy, a storied Mexican giant whose history demanded nothing less than victory. Every player felt the weight of expectation from millions of fans back home. Their supporters, draped in red and white, filled the stands with chants and songs, urging their heroes to rise to the occasion and restore pride to the badge. On the other side, Charlotte FC, the upstart hosts, sensed an opportunity to make history. In just their second year, they stood on the brink of a statement win, eager to prove they belonged among North America's elite. The Leagues Cup thrives on these cross-border rivalries. MLS versus Liga MX, pride and survival on the line. The stadium became a cauldron of color and noise, with fans from both leagues trading chants and waving scarves, each side desperate for bragging rights. The energy was palpable, every seat filled, every flag waving. The stadium pulsed with anticipation, a living, breathing testament to the power of the beautiful game. On the pitch, every pass, every tackle, every shot would be magnified. The smallest mistake could tip the balance. The slightest moment of brilliance could change everything. As the teams emerged from the tunnel, the contrast was striking. Charlotte's bold green against Chivas's iconic red and white stripes. The stage was set for a clash of styles, cultures, and ambitions. The players' faces told the story, nerves, focus, and the knowledge that 90 minutes would define their fate. There was no room for error, no second chances. This was more than a game. It was a battle for identity, for hope, for a place in history. Every supporter, every player, every coach felt the gravity of the moment. Tonight, heroes would be made, legends would be born, and heartbreak was guaranteed. The world was watching. The stage was set. After a bitter loss to the Red Bulls, the Chivas players trudged off the field, heads bowed, the sting of defeat heavy in the air. The stadium, once roaring with hope, now echoed with silence and disappointment. For the team, it wasn't just about losing a match. It was about pride, expectations, and the weight of a city watching. Chivas's camp was all business. The next morning, the mood was somber but determined. There was no time to dwell on what went wrong. Instead, the focus shifted to what needed to be done. Every player knew that redemption wouldn't come easy. It had to be earned together. Coach Gabrielmilito demanded focus. No time for blame, only for solutions. Training was intense, possession drills, quick passing, and relentless attacking work. The sessions were grueling, designed to sharpen both mind and body. Every mistake was a lesson, every success a step closer to redemption. Milito pushed his players to be clinical, reminding them of the badge they wore and the fans counting on them. He spoke with passion, his words echoing in the locker room. You play for more than yourselves. You play for everyone who believes in this club. He spoke of resilience and unity. This was about heart as much as skill. The plan was clear. Control the tempo, press high, and attack with conviction. Every player had a role. Every moment mattered. They practiced set pieces, rehearsed defensive shapes, and built trust in each other. Chivas would not settle for a draw. They came to win and reignite their campaign. The players felt the pressure, but also the opportunity. This was their chance to show what they were made of, to turn pain into power. As they headed to the stadium, a quiet confidence settled in. The bus ride was silent, each player lost in thought, visualizing the game ahead. They were ready to fight, not just for 3 points, but for redemption. The message was clear. Prove you belong, or go home. In the locker room, final words were exchanged, boots were laced, and hearts pounded with anticipation. This was their moment to answer the critics and silence the doubts. Everything was on the line. The lights, the crowd, the pressure. This was what they lived for. Tonight, Chivas would fight for redemption, and for the chance to write a new chapter in their story. Chivas's nightmare began early. Charlotte attacked with energy, and in the 11th minute, disaster struck. Lea Labada whipped in a cross. Chivas defender Gilberto Sepulveda, desperate to clear, sliced the ball into his own net. The stadium erupted. Chivas fans were stunned into silence. An own goal in a must-win match, devastating. Sepulveda was inconsolable, but there was no time to dwell. Chivas were down 1-0, not by brilliance, but by cruel misfortune. Their game plan was in tatters, and the pressure soared. Now they had to regroup and fight back, immediately. The true test of their character had arrived. Lesser teams might have folded, but Chivas responded with grit. They steadied themselves, took control of possession, and pushed forward. The midfield dictated play, calming nerves and building attacks. The traveling fans found their voice again. In the 24th minute, Richard Ledesma found space and fired a rocket into the net. 1-1. Relief and belief surged through Chivas. The equalizer shifted momentum. Now, Chivas looked the stronger side. The own goal was forgotten. This was a new contest. Chivas pressed for more, sensing Charlotte's vulnerability. Their resilience had turned disaster into opportunity. The match was wide open. The second half began with Chivas in control. They pressed high, dominating possession and probing for an opening. Charlotte struggled to escape their own half. In the 66th minute, Alan Mozo delivered a perfect cross. Brian Gonzalez met it with a diving header, unstoppable. Chivas led 2-1. The comeback was complete. Chivas had flipped the script. Now they needed to manage the game and protect their lead. The stadium's mood shifted. Chivas fans roared. Charlottes were anxious. Chivas had earned their advantage through persistence and quality. The finish line was in sight. As stoppage time ticked away, Chivas seemed destined for victory. But football is cruel. Charlotte won a late free kick. Kerwin Vargas stepped up, curling a stunning shot into the top corner. The stadium exploded. 2-2. Heartbreak for Chivas. Players collapsed in disbelief. Victory had slipped away in seconds. The final whistle blew. Penalties would decide the extra point. Both teams got a point for the draw, but the shootout winner would claim a crucial bonus. The emotional roller coaster wasn't over. Everything now came down to nerve and composure from the spot. The drama was about to reach its peak. The shootout loomed. Charlotte energized, Chivas shaken. Coach Milito rallied his team, reminding them the match wasn't lost. He picked his penalty takers, skill and mental strength required. Gilberto Sepulveda, the own goal culprit, stepped up first for Chivas. He buried his penalty, a moment of redemption. Both teams traded successful kicks, tension mounting with every shot. The crowd's roar was relentless. Every kick felt like destiny. Chivas and Charlotte matched each other, neither blinking. The pressure was immense. A single mistake could decide it all. The shootout was a pure test of nerve. The shootout was flawless, until Luis Romo's turn for Chivas. He struck the post, missing a crucial penalty. Charlotte had a golden chance, but Eric Williamson blasted over. The tension was unbearable. Both teams had missed. Charlotte's Tiger Smalls then failed to convert, leaving the door open. Armando Gonzalez stepped up for Chivas, calm under pressure. He sent the keeper the wrong way. Chivas won the shootout 4-2. Relief and jubilation erupted among the Chivas players. They had survived disaster, held their nerve, and claimed the vital extra point. The night belonged to their resilience. Against all odds, Chivas had prevailed. The final whistle signaled not just the end of a match, but the culmination of a roller coaster of emotions. The shootout's end brought elation for Chivas and devastation for Charlotte, as the stadium erupted in a mix of cheers and stunned silence. For some, it was a moment of pure joy. For others, heartbreak. Chivas's 2 points kept their Leagues Cup hopes alive, a lifeline that meant their journey would continue, at least for now. The players embraced, knowing how much was at stake and how hard they had fought to get here. Their resilience had been tested to the limit, and their reward was a chance to keep dreaming. Every tackle, every sprint, every save had led to this moment. They'd overcome an own goal, a last-second equalizer, and the nerve-wracking pressure of a penalty shootout. The drama had unfolded in waves, each twist pushing them to dig deeper. For Sepulveda, it was redemption, a chance to silence the doubts and prove his worth to his teammates and fans. His goal was more than just a number on the scoreboard. It was a personal triumph. For the team, it was a surge of belief, a reminder that unity and determination can overcome even the toughest setbacks. Charlotte, eliminated, were left to wonder what might have been. Their journey ended in heartbreak, but their effort and spirit were undeniable. The match captured the agony and the ecstasy of tournament football, where dreams are made and shattered in a matter of moments. The contrast of emotions on the field and in the stands was a testament to the unpredictable beauty of the sport. Chivas learned the value of fighting to the final whistle, never giving up even when the odds seemed stacked against them. Charlotte learned how cruel the margins can be, how a single moment can define an entire campaign. August 3rd, 2025, would be remembered not just for the result, but for the unforgettable drama that unfolded. It would go down as a Leagues Cup classic, a night when passion, heartbreak, and triumph all shared the same stage. On this night, drama reigned, and Chivas survived, their story continuing, while Charlotte's came to a bittersweet end.